Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. It's good to see you all. I hope you haven't missed me too much. I've been sick all week. I don't know what the kids gave me, but they gave me something wicked. So, girl, I was in the bed. I was resting, recuperating, and also trying to keep this business running, keep my family intact, and everything. I'm so happy to see you all. I'm so happy to be back. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for the well wishes. Yes, I'm feeling much, much better. What's tea, y'all? Happy Easter. He has risen. He has risen. I'm feeling better today, but like literally from Tuesday to Friday, I was like, violence that you've been going viral. Girl, every couple of weeks I've been going viral. Every couple of weeks, girl. Yes, it happens, girl. It happens. Oh my gosh. So happy that you all are here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Coach Anwar. I'm a dating coach for Black and brown women. And I'm here to answer any and all of your questions. Yeah? Dating, love, relationships, men, women, what have you. Someone says COVID-19. Girl, it was COVID-25. So what's really the tea, honey? What's really the tea? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Someone said, you rose up, girl. Girl, I rose up from the dead, honey, because I was sick all week. Happy Resurrection Day to the Lord and to me, no shade. Yes. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. The girls are saying that I've been going viral. The girls have been coming for you. Girl, a lot of people come for me. People have been coming for me my entire life. Do you think that that phases me at all? Girl, no. No. I literally, every other day, we're getting people into relationships. Like, girl, we're doing the work, right? One of my clients got married this past week. Girl, yesterday another client in Atlanta, mind you, GAY Central, found her a man. Latino man at that, honey. Get into that. Get into that. Yeah, honey, the girls are saying that maybe I'm too expensive for them. That's okay. Someone said the girls help you go viral. They need to hear it. I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. I'm not tripping about that though, girl. I'm not. Okay, so this is a Q&A. This is a Q&A. Put your questions in the chat and I am going to answer them in the order that I see them. Someone said the girls are saying you are 10K. Well, the girl that reached out and did that video, she's been working with me for a couple of years. But the way that the girls are gagging on the 10K, I guess I should raise my prices to 10K, honey. Let me know in the comments. Should I be raising my prices to 10K? Because I do have a level that I work with Hollywood celebrities. And they're paying much more than that, by the way. Someone said, don't you dare. Honey, I mean, the way that the girls are gagging, when you do the math, girl, it's basically the same as getting mani-pedis. Yes, honey, we take monthly payments. But girl, at the end of the day, girl, a lot of the girls are upset because it's expensive, but no shade, girl. When you're the best, you have to charge as if you're the best. I'm not Walmart. So why would I try to be Walmart? Gag on that. And I think that the greater message here is, please know your worth, ladies. Please know it. Even in these dating streets, you're $1 million. Are you treating yourself as if you're worth more than $1 million? Because I know I am. If you are not treating yourself as if you are $1 million, then you're not going to be meeting men that got $1 million to spend. Yeah. ECE said, thank you for enlightening us and affirming us and reminding us on how powerful Black women are, and we are worthy to be loved. 100%. 100%. Caitlin said, $1 million seems a little cheap for me. Gag on that. You're right, girl. You're right, girl. 10 mil. 10 mil. 10 mil. That's right. That's right. Okay. Ladies, what are the questions? I want to help you out as much as possible because these Q&A sessions are not about me. They never have been, they never will be. They're going to be about you. This is why I come in and answer these questions. Yeah? So what questions do you have for me? And by the way, I'm going to be on here for a little bit. If there's anything that I say that resonates with you, that touches you, that you feel like I'm spilling, tap, double tap, triple tap the screen. Girl, this is why I can give so much. I am here to be as generous as possible without telling you my actual program, girl. No shade, but what I give to you here is less than 5% of my actual program. Yeah, I love y'all, but you're not my clients. So keep on doing the lives, keep on listening to the podcast, honey. String it together. Okay. Someone said, I just like the way you talk. Like a white girl? Get into it, honey. Valley Girl tea. Valley Girl tea. Louisiana girl said they have caviar taste but on a beer budget. I don't like that mix, honey. Never have, never will. Raina said, is dating while abstinent till marriage makes things 1,000 times harder? Maybe not 1,000 times harder, but 100 times harder. Because 95% of men are not going to wait. And that's no shade. They don't want to wait. Honey, they want to get it in and they want to get it in now. And no shade, I do too. I might have to go over into my bedroom and talk to my hubby, honey. Because, honey, a girl's got to eat. If you need to eat, girl, put hashtag eat in the comments. I need to know if I'm the only one that needs to eat, honey. Because she's hungry. She's hungry, honey. Who's eating tonight? Who needs to eat? Yes, honey. Honey, the girls are hungry. The girls are hungry. Like the country, honey. Like the country. Someone said I need to get 8. I know that's right and wrong at the same time, honey. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, honey. Some of y'all get it nasty, honey. Honey, keep it in your pants, girl. Keep it in your pants, girl. I just said give me the hashtag. Nothing else. Nothing else, honey. Nothing else. Yeah, a lot of y'all are hangry. Oh, Kimberly said, I ate. See, that's why I say, girl, y'all gotta keep it in your pants, honey. Gotta keep it in your pants. Okay. Missy said, what's your take on living with a man for over 5 years and no ring? I would never live with a man without being engaged. Half of my clients move in before engagement. Half of my clients move in after engagement. You should never be with a man if you're not engaged with him within 2 years. You will get played. You're getting played, and that's no shade. Girl, I want you to think of having no ring as paid. Girl, I want you to think of having no ring as being naked. If you're with a man and you don't have a ring, you're like that girl that was with Kanye and he pranced her around naked everywhere. That's how you look right now. And that's no shade. I'm just letting you know. So, Missy, we're not living that way anymore. Okay? Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. Okay, someone said men are not approaching. What's the deal? Girl, they're scared. Girl, they're in their feminine era. Girl, they're also on my team. Uh, girl, there's so many of them, girl. Now I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Like, it's like they're surrounding me. I shouldn't feel like I can take half the guys out there. That's the gag. So y'all need to be careful. I've never seen it this bad, honey. It's like they're just getting more and more rainbow-esque. Girl, there's so many. I'm starting to turn conservative, girl. That's how many of them there are out here. I'm like, there's too many. Some of y'all need to go back in the closet. And that's no shade. Like, girl, it's too many. Too many. It's too much. Yeah. Yeah, girl. I'm almost going. I'm almost flipping conservative because it's like, girl, I can't. If I'm going places and I feel like I can take each and every one of you, there's a problem. There's a problem. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, let me get into these questions, honey, before they cut me off here, because you know they will. You know they will. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. Someone said, what's my sign? Girl, I'm a Cancer. Sensitive, moody, hangry. Kelly said, how do I attract men at work? Girl, this is how you attract men at work. Stay at your desk, do your job, get a promotion, and don't give an F about those men at work. Girl, the gag is that, well, first I need to know what you do, but you want to stay away from there, girl. You want to stay away from there. You don't want to F where you work. Am I crazy here, ladies? Let me know. Am I saying things that's like outside of the norm? Yes, honey. Don't give away your honey where you get your money. You know what I'm saying? Please don't. Please don't. Okay, Vanessa said, how to not be intimidated by men. What do you mean intimidated by men? Who is intimidated by men? Here's the thing. Some men are scary. I'm not going to lie to you, and y'all know this because you have that lived experience. But the way that I think is really important is to understand that most of them are little boys inside. And I don't say this to minimize them. I just think that everyone is like, oftentimes is like navigating with their inner child. So I say this to say, when you think about that, it's easy to understand that these are little boys. These are little boys. For any of y'all that have nephews, are you intimidated by a nephew? Or a younger cousin? That's how I think about them, and I want you to think about them in the same way. When I tell you, once you start thinking about them as little boys, and your energy suggests that, you'll be surprised that they will show more and more of their little boydom around you. When you start to tell these men exactly what's up and what you want them to do, and that if they don't do it, you're out or you're not going to give them life, they'll do that. Yeah? They'll do that. Oh my God. Girl, what? Why you got these bears all up on me, girl? You know I's married. Okay. I'm seeing people on Instagram talk about men that are separated. I've never seen it work with a man that's separated. The thing about a man that is separated is that he hasn't completed things. I talk about this with my children every day. When they make a sandwich and they don't put the bread back, I say, this is not complete. And I say the same thing for men that are separated, because if they can't complete things, they won't know how to finish it. They won't know how to get things done. And I think it's very telling, beyond the fact that he's still married, right? We need to understand that he could be one of the best people in the world, but if he can't get things done, he can't get things done for his future family. And now you're stuck like the bread that's not in the pantry. It's a problem. Yeah? So, don't be that bread girl. Yeah? Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. And thank you so much for the 25,000 likes here on TikTok already. We're gonna get it all situated. Shayla said, I did, and we just had a baby and we're engaged. I was his boss. Girl, that sounds like you said you were going to fire him if he didn't marry you and give you a baby, girl. No shade. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations. Happy for you. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Miss K said, men seem intimidated by me. A lot of men are intimidated by women. But sometimes it's because we might be judgmental. It might be our body language. There's a variety of different reasons why a man might be intimidated by you. To be honest with you, most of the time it is often because they don't stack up. And they can't compete where they don't compare. So, we have to understand that most of the time it's mostly about them and less about you. Okay? Miracle Sign said, high-value men are never intimidated. Ladies, there's no such thing as a high-value man. When you start using that sort of language, then you're talking about superiority and inferiority. And there's no such thing. Everyone is equal under the law of love. There's no such thing as high value. Everyone has value. And when you start thinking about this as high value and low value, you're approaching it from a very judgmental place. It's going to be very difficult for you to connect when you're judging, because acceptance equals love. And the more that you can be accepting of others and yourself, the easier it's going to be for you to connect with other people. Yeah, honey. MLK, this love thing. We're all equal. Yeah? Okay. Someone said, went on a date with a ginger yesterday and I got the church hug at the end of our date. Okay. Well, here's the thing. If you go on another date with him, let's see if it escalates. If he's still giving you that church hug, girl, then he's preaching to you, girl. He don't want it, girl. Yeah. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Tiana said, how to express interest without chasing. So you can express interest without chasing physically through eye life and smiling, right? If you're like being courted by a man, the way that you express interest without chasing is that when they reach out to you, that you respond enthusiastically. Via text, that also means, emojis and things like that, but don't call a man, don't text a man. Because the reason why I say this is because, and I think a lot of people don't understand this, your person isn't going to need that from you. He likes you, so he's going to continue to engage and want to know about you. Okay? Very important. If there's anything that I'm saying that's connecting with you, tap, double tap, triple tap the screen. If you are interested in doing this work a little bit more intensely and deeper like we do in my program, definitely go to the link in my bio and book a consultation call. Because of this whole viral mess, I'm booked for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but some people cancel here and there, so you might be able to catch a slot. Okay? All right. Melanated Law Girl said, tips on how or where African American women can meet men of other races. Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, what kind of man do you want to meet? You can always go to an ethnic restaurant, depending on the ethnicity that you're interested in. If I want to meet a Hispanic man, I'm going to soccer games. I'm going to the guest store. If I want to meet an Asian man, I'm shopping at Uniqlo. I'm going to Best Buy. If I want an Indian man, I'm going to Indian weddings. They also like Best Buy. They like motorcycles a lot, so I'd be around there. If I like white guys, I'm going to Pro Bass Shop. I'm going to some Renaissance fairs because I love a good nerd and a good dork. If I want old white, I'll probably golf. Pickleball. Yeah. Middle Eastern men. If I want a Middle Eastern man, I'll go to a luxury shopping mall. They live there. Yeah. Yeah, anything with fishing, that's where the white man is. Yeah. I hope that helps, honey. Get them all. Collect them like Pokemon. Let's go. Like, I need you to catch these men, honey. Stop being intimidated by them and catch them. Someone said hiking. Don't go hiking. Don't go hiking. Don't go hiking. Don't go hiking. That's scary. The white men are there, girl, but the weird whites are there. No shade. Those are the men that want to dig you up. Yeah. I don't want to see your special on Netflix a year from now. What about black men? You don't want to hear where I find black men, honey. You don't want to hear it. I'll really get canceled. Someone said on Easter, he has risen. He has risen. Someone said, say it, say it, say it. Not church girl. Not gas stations girl. Not that. Someone said, tell us, tell us, tell us. I might tell y'all later, when it gets a little bit later. When we get closer to midnight, and then when Cinderfella comes out, Then I'll tell y'all. Okay? Yes. Okay. More questions for me, ladies. What's the tea? What is the tea? So, someone said, don't say off the streets. I know that's wrong and right at the same time. Okay. What questions do you have for me, ladies? Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Ty X Re said, Amber, I want to do the program, but I'm 23. What are my options? Girl, I really don't work with anyone that is younger than 26. I say that with love and respect. You've been following me for a while, so book a consultation call and we'll talk. But men don't get really serious until after the age of 26. And that's for like less educated men. Men that are educated, they don't get really serious until the age of 32. This is research backed, right? So the women that come into my program, they want a partner, they want to get married, they want to have children. B Stoke Production said, why so many young men in 30s have ED or PE problems? Girl, because it's all, they're watching a lot of corn with a P. And their diet and the things that are in foods are not good for you. Just like a lot of the hair products that a lot of Black women are using, the formulas have been changed and they're not great for you anymore. That are like, increasing fibroids and things like that. Yeah, same thing's happening with Black men. So, yeah, please, honey, I hope the man that you get, I hope it works. Because if it doesn't, then he has not risen. And that's a problem. I can't do it. And we can't wait 3 days, girl. Someone said, is it bad for me to date a pro NBA coach to meet his friends and colleagues? I think it's all about intention. And that intention doesn't seem pure to me. Yeah. Seeley said, how are your male clients doing out in them streets? I don't have male clients. I don't work with men. The fuck? No, I don't work with men. I work with women. Black and brown women. I do have some white women that I work with, but it's 85% Black and brown women. Yeah. And why? Because I love Black and brown women. And respectfully speaking, I get the best results with them because they actually listen. I say, okay, girl, do this, 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 and this. And they do it. And we get amazing results. It's great. Girl, men, I'm a dating coach, but I barely like them. I like 10% of them. The 10% that are relationship ready. Tip said, I feel like you're the in real life Hitch. I used to live in Italy and I still have a friend. And we were tall, skinny, Black, beautiful Black boys that just got attention everywhere. And we used to tell everyone that we were models and we used to get everything while I was living in Milan. And he used to tell me back then, this was almost 20 years ago, you're like Hitch. It was right when like the movie came out. You're Hitch because I was telling the boys, getting the boys together, honey. Yeah. So thank you for that. I think my new name should be Hitch Bitch. So how tall are you? I used to be 6'3", now I'm 6'2" because I'm old. I'm old boots now. Old boots. Yeah. What about guys at the gym? There are different kinds of guys in the gym. There are like the bodybuilder types. There are the I want to look pretty types. Those are the guys that have like their top half doesn't match their bottom half. Like they have chicken legs, but they like are stacked on the top. Stay away from those guys. When it's always arm day for them, they just want to be the prize, right? I like guys that look like they can chop a tree down. Yeah, those are the guys that you should be focused on. The bodybuilder guys, they no shade. I think that okay, well, they're really into plus size women. So if you're not plus size, you probably don't have a chance with a lot of the bodybuilder types. Metamorphosis said, "Are you going to the conference in May? Which conference is that?" Imlana said, "Do you think it's harder to date for dark-skinned women?" I don't think, I know, and the research says that. It is more difficult. And if you're a darker skinned woman and your friends are telling you, no, girl, you got this. No, girl, it's more difficult. It's harder. It means it may take a little bit longer. It also means that your boundaries are going to have to be too legit to quit. Because a lot of these men will try you, right? I think that the marriage rate for darker skinned women are in the teens. If you're a lighter skinned woman, it's in the 40s, 40th, 50th percentile, similar to the white girls and lighter skinned Latina girls. If you're medium skin tone, then you're in the high 20s, early 30s. I want to be honest with you. I hate that people are like, there's no difference. There is a difference. And I think it sucks, but there's a difference. But I think it's important for you, if you're a darker skinned woman, to understand this. And hopefully this inspires you to expand or widen your net. That's why I'm always saying this, right? Because a lot of the darker skinned women, they're like, oh my God, the only guys that are going to be checking for me are black guys. Girl, do you know how much colorism, texturism black guys have? Yuck. Girl, if you are dark, that means you gotta get to the light. Like, you want pale. The palest guys like the darkest women. Okay? Aggie said, Anwar, I want to apologize. I was being critical about $10,000. I'm sorry. Girl, I don't care. Sometimes people think Louis Vuitton is really expensive. That's okay. Girl, do you. Okay, Metamorphosis. Global Love Institute Matchmakers Conference. Girl, I'm not going to that conference. I'm not a matchmaker. And if you are a black woman and are you thinking about getting a matchmaker? Don't. Those matchmakers don't know what to do with you. Girl, their success rate is 5%, and that's for the white girls. So you're probably going to need to divide that by 10 to know what your potential success rate is. And if you don't believe me, I want you to think to yourself, have I met a black woman that used a matchmaker and is now happily married? Please let me know in the chat. My point, exactly. People are talking about, oh my God, he's not even a matchmaker. Why would I be a matchmaker? Because here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, especially if you are a black or brown woman. Even if I put your perfect man in front of you, you might not be ready for that relationship yet, based on the trauma that you might have experienced in your lifetime. We've got to be able to heal that so that you're ready for the best relationship of your life. That's the work that we do in my program. Someone said the matchmaker I went to was single. I want to say something, and I think it's really important. And I've gotten a lot of ish about this, but I do think it's important to understand that if you do decide to get a dating coach, and guess what? You don't have to. I actually think it's very important for you to get with one that is in a healthy relationship. And the reason I say this is because the skills that you need to have while dating, there are different skills that you are going to need to develop while you're in the actual relationship. Y'all can get into an actual relationship tomorrow. It might not be a great one, but each and every one of you can get into a relationship. There are different skills associated with dating versus relationship. And those people that have that perspective will also be thinking about that while they are coaching you while you're dating. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Anna Maria Lopez said, please answer. We had 2 great dates and he went too quiet for these past days. What? What do you think? When's the last time you heard from him? That's what I want to know. Nicole said, why would I want to hire a car salesman that takes the bus? Ooh. Someone said, can you talk about DL men, please, one more time? No. I don't want to talk about them. They're lame. Mia Way said, the men need coaches. They sure do. They need coaches. They also need male mentors. And the reason they need that is because most of them grew up without fathers. And that's no shade. Look at the research. It's actually on all T. So they don't even know what it looks like to be a man in a relationship. They don't know how to court. These are all very important things. So they're going in blind as well, right? They don't have someone sitting them down and saying, just like most of y'all were not taught how to date, they weren't taught how to date either. Someone said they learned off of music videos. Yeah, girl, the tip drill video from Nelly. So yeah. Okay, Tip said, what about ginger white men and dark skinned women? Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. What did I say? If you're a darker skinned woman, you need to get with the palest person you can see. And those gingers are translucent pale. Okay? Okay. Okay, what else? Someone keeps on asking about thoughts on black women and Mexican men trend that's on TikTok. That's not a trend. It's not like it's starting right now. That's been happening. But the Mexican men, they like a rounder black woman and a medium and darker skinned black woman. That's what I've noticed in general. Yeah? Honey, get it together, but make sure that I always say this, and people, shade me to all hell, but you need a Mexican man that is working 6 to 6, because those men cheat. I've said too much. I've said too much. He needs to work so hard, so much, that he doesn't even have the energy to cheat. If he works an 8 to 5, girl, he's cheating from 5 to 6. I don't know what to tell you. And if you don't believe me, talk to my Latina hermanas. Someone said, don't all men cheat? I would say like 70% of men cheat. But 90% of Mexican men cheat. Someone said, you said just enough. Someone keeps on asking me about my thoughts on love after lockup. Stop getting with prisoners. You will become a prisoner. The gag is, if you start talking to a prisoner, and guess what? There are girls out there that do that because they need attention, and that's no shade. We all need attention as humans. Please understand, he's using you to make sure that the time passes by. Also, that STD rate when a man enters prison and when he exits prison goes up 4x, from 20% to 80%. So I'm not going to use my eyeballs to support these storylines that actually are creating danger for the women that are engaging with prisoners. Contrary to popular belief, I'm actually people think I'm using women, whatever. I'm very sensitive to like women's issues and women being protected. Like, I couldn't even get through the first 2 to 3 episodes of Handmaid's Tale. Like, that disrupts my spirit so much that I literally cannot. Right? So, yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay. Avia said, in your opinion, which men are less likely to cheat? I mean, research says that white and Asian men are less likely to cheat. But in terms of like professions and things like that, I don't know. I would have to think about it. I have to go into my vault of different data points of all of my clients and see. But the thing is, it's a mentality, right? It's like, if you're underemployed, unemployed, high likelihood to cheat. If you are, feeling emasculated, higher likelihood to cheat, right? Yeah. There's a lot of different like variables in terms of why men are cheating or why they decide to. Poison Ivy said, if 70% of men cheat, how many women do you think cheat? I think the research said 30 to 40%. Yeah. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Al Nisa said, is it harder for women over 45 even with great careers? I think the older that you get, the less available men are. You just literally, your pool is smaller. And these men have been living in a certain way. The older that they get, the less likely they are to be open-minded and compromising. So that's why it's harder to date when you're older, right? Like, girl, your pool was, 90% when you were in your 20s, 70% when you're in your 30s, 50% when you're in your, 40s, 50s. Okay, Salon Nina said, coucou Anwar, coucou Nina. Do you think open marriage work? What do you think? I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's obviously very dependent on the couple and dynamic. I've seen it work before. On the couple and dynamic, I've seen it work before. I think that there has to be a lot of trust and a lot of roles. But, people are making it work every day. Someone said, Tracy Ellis Ross recent interview with Michelle Obama. Any thoughts? Well, if you were on my Instagram, you saw that I literally talked about how Black women need to only focus on younger men, and that a lot of my clients, like 70% of them, get with men that are 3 to 6 years younger than they are. That's what I would focus on. Yeah. Butterfly said, you have an accent. Where are you from? Girl, it's a Valley Girl accent. I'm from Southern California. Also, some people would call this a WW accent, if you know what I mean. Okay, what dating questions do you have, ladies? Why are younger men better? Younger men are going to be less stuck in their ways. They're probably going to have less toxic masculinity. They're going to revere you more as a queen, and because they're going to respect and honor the value that you bring to the relationship and to life. They're not going to try to compete with you as much. Yin said, I thought you were in Canada. I am in Canada. I'm from LA. I've been here for 9 years now. My husband is French Canadian. I get this question a lot. User 9111 said, dang, what's the average age of your clients? Good question. I would probably say upper 30s. Yeah. Tyler said, advice on dating overly friendly men. I'm not just asking. Ooh. When you say overly friendly men, what do you mean exactly? Cello Girl said, do you work with women loving women? I sure do. I would say 5 to 10% of my client base are queer women. So yeah, honey, get into it. If you're interested, definitely book a consultation call. There might not be a lot of slots, but girl, book it anyway. If you have any issues booking, send me an email at anmore@getyourguycoaching.com, and my team and I will coordinate something with you. Honey, but the girls are coming into the program. We're getting them we're doing transformational work here. And I just want to say something, because I got a lot of ish over the past couple of weeks about, oh my God, your stuff on social media, it's not worth the money. Do you understand that like my social media is less than 5% of my actual program? Do you understand that I have complete strategies for online dating and offline dating? I have complete evaluation criteria for dates, for between date behavior, that we have over 35 different worksheets for you to fill out so you can gain more clarity and confidence on a variety of different aspects of your dating life, from boundaries to vulnerability to confidence to mindset to feminine energy. to inner child wounds, and I'm saying this because I think a lot of people don't understand dating coaching. This is about transformation. This isn't about information. So this is about making sure that you're doing things completely different for a different result. Jamila said, I love Coach Anwar's program. Definitely worth the investment. Yes, girl. You doing it. You doing it. I'll see you tomorrow night in the relationship program that we have within the program. Yeah. Okay. D-Fit-B said, tu parles français à moi? Oui, bien sûr. I speak 6 languages. No, 5. Fluently. Okay. Kelly said, can you coach all races? So we definitely do. We book a consultation call. We'll see if it's a good fit. If it is, we'll bring you on. Let's say 5% of the clientele is white. J.E. said, is it really possible for POC plus size women to date up? So I don't even know what date up means, but I think that they can date successfully. Yeah. Mima said, here I was thinking the podcast was 20%. Girl, the podcast is information. Okay. Becky said, why do men love to play the victim? Narcissistic men love to play the victim. So the question is, if you continue to engage with and or choose narcissistic men, then something might be happening in the way that you're interacting with men that we need to explore. Oftentimes, what that looks like is when you are emotionally unavailable, you won't be vulnerable with a guy. And when you're not vulnerable with a guy, what happens is you don't test his availability, like his emotional availability and capacity to hold space for you. This is why it's very important to be vulnerable. It's not enough for me to just say, okay, girl, be vulnerable. In my program, what we do is we delve into the fact that the reason why you don't feel vulnerable is because you don't feel safe. And the reason why you don't feel safe is because there's inner child wounds that you need to heal. So in my program, we go through those wounds. Yeah. Okay, Kate Gardner said, Anwar, I'm a hetero black male. Welcome. You're few and far between over here. And saw your interview on Off the Record. I thought it was amazing and learned from it as well. Thank you for what you're doing. Blessings to you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Honey, what I'm starting to learn is that some of these men are starting to follow me, honey. They're starting to catch the game, girl. They're starting to catch what the real gag is and that they're learning from this. Gems of the Gram said, you don't want to be vulnerable with a narcissist. Oh, you do. You do. Because they won't know what to do with it. And once you see that, once you share something vulnerable and then he brings the conversation back to him, you'll realize, oh, you don't really care. Like, you don't know how to do this because everything's about you. And then you step away. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we do in my program, so that you have the internal safety to kill it. Yeah. Oh, hello, Shift Healing from Scratch. She said she's an alum. She got her guide too. When y'all getting engaged, honey? I need to know when the engagement is happening. So let me know. Okay. Kale Lassa, do you or have you worked with neurodivergent women? Here's what I want you to know. If you're a schoolgirl, end of the year, all right. All right, girl. I know that's right. All right, I'm going to talk to you around Thanksgiving time. That sounds about right. Yeah. Neurodivergent. Okay, so if you're a schoolgirl, if you're a smart girl, no shade, girl, you probably a little neurospicy. And the thing is that a lot of black women are not being diagnosed until later on in life. So if you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose anyone, but what I am saying is that yes, we deal and we coach a lot of women that are neurodivergent, and dating is much harder when you're neurospicy. And the reason is because one, you're not picking up cues as often, that your rejection sensitivity is on an all-time high, and the way that you communicate oftentimes can seem like you don't care about what somebody else is talking about. And so we're here to make you aware of that and to give you some tools, some techniques to make sure, one, that we're managing our mindset when there's not a match, but also how to communicate so that you can have a deeper emotional connection with the people that are courting you. Yeah. Part of that ADHD gave you the opportunity to actually study for long periods of time. But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah? My doctor girls, those law school girls, those med school girls. Mm-hmm. 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 Chastity said, plus size girl. Guys I meet seem to immediately lead with being physical. What might I be doing wrong? Well, girl, I mean, your name is Chastity. I don't think you've been doing anything wrong. I think that, and I want to say this with love and respect, a lot of men will look at plus size women and think that they might have lower self-esteem and feel like, okay, like I can do whatever I want with her body because it doesn't seem like she cares about her body. So it just means that your boundaries got to be tip top. Like, cannot play around. Anytime a man talks about your body before you've like met him on a physical date, out. Anytime you're on a first date and a man touches you or again says something about your body, out. When he says, "Oh my God, I love your shape. I love plus size," out. A lot of the plus size girls aren't doing that. They're gagging on the compliments, and then they're getting caught up with these guys that are just using them. So Faith said, how do you feel about Raya? Raya, Noah, the dating app. It's the only one I'm on at the moment. Girl, good luck. I hope you find a really good DJ. You're welcome, Chastity. But also, where are you meeting these guys? That's what I want to know, Chastity. That's what I want to know. Again, oh my God, thank you so much for the 73,000 likes. If there's anything that I am saying that is resonating with you, definitely tap, double tap, triple tap the screen. And let's keep it rocking and rolling. I know Keisha said, leave the DJs out of this. I won't. There are nothing but DJs on there, girl. Girl, if I wanted a DJ, I'd just go to Ibiza. I don't need Raya for that. Okay, Tyler's... okay, I think I read that question already. Solar said, how do you feel about deleting all the apps? Do you have any clients that do that? So in my program, we date online and offline. And the reason why we do this is because you literally don't meet people offline. So there are skills that we are practicing in my program, boundaries, vulnerability, flirting, bantering, that we need to practice on people, and we use online to do that. So we date in my program online and offline. So if you're thinking about that and you're like, oh, I don't want to date online, it's not going to be a good fit for you. And that's okay, by the way. But I need you to understand that. I'm not here to like bend my program to what you feel is you want to do. My program is set for a certain reason. So, because we need the practice. We need the practice. A lot of people are like, I'm done with the apps. And then I'm like, okay, well, how many guys are you meeting offline per week? In the chat, ladies, let me know. How many guys do you meet offline and you exchange numbers with per week? Because at this point, it's going to take 150 to 200 conversations. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 0. So you're never going to meet your person. It's going to take 200 conversations for you to find your person on average. So for all the girls that are saying, I don't want to be online, but then you chatting with 0 people offline. Thank you for being a friend. Golden girl. Get your 3 friends now. Put that down payment on. Go ahead and do it, girl. Okay? And there's no shade if you want a golden girl. But I know that most of you don't. Let's keep it 100. Yeah? Let's keep it 100. Someone said, sing that again. You caught me on a Sunday, honey. I'm in a singing mood, honey. Choir tea. Yeah? Okay. Janelle said, I'm moving to Jamaica for better dating options. Jamaica? Jamaica me crazy, Jamaica? The liar, good deed, Jamaica? Break your heart, break your back, Jamaica? Jamaica? Girl, you lost. Marco? Marco? Girl, lost. Girl, no. Good D, but no good. No, ma'am. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Okay, I gotta answer this question because this girl has been asking me about dating in Tampa for the past 20 minutes. And every 5 seconds I see this same message. Anwar in all caps. Dating in Tampa? Question mark. No. Okay, Florida is difficult. Western Florida is the same as Western Texas, girl. Like, okay. So, okay. Real talk, I have two clients that are in Tampa. They both have partners. And but that was with my strategy that I helped them navigate. And these men were not the men that they would generally check for, by the way. But my strategy was helpful in vetting out the guys that are not great and letting the guys that are relationship ready go through. So, very difficult, but not impossible. I think the hardest places to date are California, Texas, Florida, and Atlanta. Specific cities: LA, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, Phoenix. I actually think that Houston is harder to date in than Atlanta at this point, even with Gaylanta. Okay? My Houston ladies, it takes them a while to find their person. A lot of y'all are saying Toronto. I agree with that. Toronto is the hardest place to date in Canada. Brittany said, why am I ghosted after the first date? They go well. They go well to you. But you don't know how other people are probably receiving you. Because if this is a pattern, it means that something's going on in the date that you might not even be like understanding or perceiving. If you keep on going on first dates and your first date, let's say your second date ask rate is not 50%, then that's something that we're going to need to analyze. Oftentimes it's probably because you're talking too much. If you're talking more than 50% of the time, you might be talking too much and not saying anything. If you're being judgmental on a date, not even with him, but in general, he's not going to feel emotionally safe with you and he's going to want to step away. What else happens on the first date? That the way that you look like is significantly different than the pictures that you represented yourself on the online. That happens a lot as well. Those are the three major things. Aaron Ray said, I'm a dark-skinned woman in Phoenix. Where should I move to? Anywhere but Phoenix. Anywhere but Phoenix. People keep on asking me what apps they should be on. If you are in Atlanta, Miami, LA, Houston, Phoenix, then the only app that you should be on is Zillow.com. Because, girl, you gotta move. You hear me? I'm not playing games with you. Yes, ma'am. Zillow. That's the only app you should be on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What other questions do you have? Someone said no Arizona at all. Girl, no Arizona at all. My Arizona clients are dating outside of the state right now. That's part of their specific strategy. When you're in my program, I'm giving you a specific strategy for both online and offline dating, depending on where you're at. Someone asked, Jessica's asked, why is Houston worse than Atlanta? Houston is worse than Atlanta because a lot of Houston guys are punching above their weight class. A lot of the Houston guys actually moved to Houston from Atlanta because they couldn't cut it. They were a 7 in Atlanta and they were getting no play. And then they came to Houston and they thought that they were a 10. And they're acting like a 10. And they're not a 10. So when you have 7s acting like they're 10s and treating women as such, you're going to have a disconnect. It's not cute. Why are y'all oofing and buying? I'm just trying to share the tea. I was in Houston in November. Someone said, is a 7 bad? A 7 is not bad. But if you're a 7 and you think you're a 10, you're a 5 and you think you're an 8, there's a disconnect there. And if you're an 8, if you're a 5 and you think you're an 8, you going for 8 girls and you're a 5. You going for 10 girls and you're a 7. That doesn't work. Sorry about it. Okay. And I'm sorry, I know that some people really don't like it when we talk about numbers, but I need us to understand something, ladies. This is an economy, and we all have mate values that are given to us by the market, whether it's physical, intellectual, financial, emotional. We have a mate value. Some of us might not like to hear that, but it is 100% true. Girl, I had to come to terms with it myself. I was, girl, I used to think, oh my God, I'm an 8. And then I realized, actually, I was a gay 6, a straight 7. Yeah. Had to keep it real with myself. I had to keep it real with myself. Yeah. People are like, how do you understand your number? Sue Marie said, you're a straight 10. Girl, there's nothing straight about me. Girl, there's no straight nothing, girl. No straight nothing. My Heath Bar said, gay 6, straight 7 is crazy, child. Girl, you have to You don't understand gay world. Do you understand that most of those men are models? They stay in the gym. Girl, they have more work done than y'all have work done. If you go into any gay magazine, the last third of the pages are plastic surgery pages, advertisements. Y'all don't understand that market. Yeah. Rashi said, don't rate yourself. Be okay with improving yourself. I think it's important. I think it's important to understand that one of the things that I think is important is research says that from a physical perspective, you will match with someone that's on your physical level. Right? This is research from 1989, 1992 studies that has kind of, lived through the test of time, as they say. And then you have an intellectual score. What I think is really important is understanding your emotional score, because there's a lot of, there are a lot of very traditionally attractive women out there that are ugly emotionally. You might be a 9 physically, but emotionally you're a 2. Yeah. Bessie said, yes, it's on Facebook, Hooked on the Look. Watch that show. Yeah. Tara said, do you rate the ladies in your coaching? I don't rate them, but I do want to make sure that the people that they're talking to are in the vicinity. And I want to see, do they go together? Can I see it? Yeah. As someone who gets people into relationships every other day, I kind of have an eye for what I can see working and what I can see not working. This is another reason why it's like, because a lot of guys that are, classically or traditionally attractive, they will want to use women that maybe aren't as quote unquote pretty as they are. So part of that is understanding. I just don't want my clients to be used. Yeah, so. That's why we focus on this a little bit. Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about over here. Paulini said, wish we had a version of you here in Australia. Thank you, Loki Ari said. Anwar had cancer, so I know his house is big. Okay, what dating questions do we have, ladies? Audrey said, how are your clients handling combos about politics? Men seem to be more conservative than ever. If they don't feel it, we cut them off. We cut it off. What we're not going to do is dance around any of that or feel a little bit uncomfortable at all with any of these men. No. Not at all. Yeah. Okay, let me see what time it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. I got a TV production meeting tomorrow, so I got to figure it out. Gotta look cute and pretty. And I think I'm probably going to have a meeting with my agents tomorrow as well. I'm talking to some big agents in Hollywood, honey. Trying to get that together. Someone said, oh, we getting this show? We're trying to, honey. We're talking to some amazing production companies over the next couple of weeks, so I want to make sure that the TV show that I'm going to work on is going to be about helping Black women find love. Yeah. just like my book is going to be about. So please understand that this is a focus of mine. It always will be. And I think that there are special and unique challenges for women of color, specifically Black and brown women. And my hope is that what I share in these Q&As and on my podcast called the Get Your Guide Coaching Podcast can help in that. I mean, here's the thing. I think 70% of the things that I say can be shared, with all women. I just think that a third of what I'm talking about is very Black and brown specific. Yeah. I have several multimillionaires following me on here, but they never say anything. Good. Reach out to them and say, I see that you're following me, but I don't understand why. I don't like strange men following me, so why are you following me? You have to be direct with millionaires and billionaires. They like that. Yeah. They like it. Because guess what? People don't really challenge them like that. So you have to, separate yourself from the pack. Zola said, thank you, Anwar. You're amazing. I hope to be your client in the future. Hopefully I find my husband. I want all of that for you and more. Tip said, where can I listen to the podcast? On Apple and Spotify. Someone said, so what are your rates? So I have a starter course that's $149. I have a full online course that is $497. I have a year-long group coaching program that's $3K. And I have a year-long VIP program that's $7K. I also have a kind of celebrity Hollywood anonymous coaching program that's closer to the $20K mark. But that's only for my Hollywood celebrities. So if y'all think my first price for my coaching clients is $10K, that's not the case. For that woman, I was working with her for multiple years. If you do the math, it's roughly $100 a month or $100 a week, roughly $400 a month, which is very doable for a lot of people. Visa just signed up for your self-coaching program this weekend. Thank you, Amar. You're so welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Kaysa, what inspires your work? Love for Black and brown women. Well, I will tell you this. I think that this work is very personal to me. I mean, my great-grandmother was married 3 times. My grandmother was married 3 times. My mother's on her 4th marriage. My sister's on her 2nd marriage. So this is something that has plagued not just my community, but my family. I just think Black women have saved me and have always been there for me. Like my great-grandmother who woke up early in the morning to cook me breakfast because she didn't know no better and used to work for white families and used to do that same thing for them. The Black girls in junior high that used to protect me from being bullied by all of the gangsters and all of the really homophobic boys that I went to school with. The Black girls at, my boarding school that looked out for me, that helped me navigate a really rich white environment to, the Black women that I went to college with that, sheltered me and fed me and lifted me up when I was like very depressed in school studying engineering, to the Black women that, I went to business school with that, taught me how to be professional and how to up my game. Like, I just feel like Black women have always had my back, have always loved me and supported me. And been there for me and lifted me up. And so, you know, this is part of me giving back. But I just love them. I vibe with them. I see them, they see me. And so this work will always be centered around the Black woman's experience. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mara. I see you, love. I want you to write and direct my book to film deal that will happen. Because I know you know how to do it. You did it. You've written an amazing, amazing TV shows and movies, and you have a new movie on Netflix. So I appreciate you and your support, and I hope we get to work together soon. Yeah, so thank you for that question. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's why I do what I do. And I will do it until I don't want to do. Yes, Mara Braca Kill. She's a friend. I will do this until I don't want to do dating coaching anymore. And then after that, I will probably still do coaching, but it'll probably be life coaching for Black women. Yeah. Yeah. Mara said, send me the manuscript. I love it, girl. I absolutely love it. We'll connect. I'll be in LA in May probably. Yeah. Someone said, how long have I been a dating coach for? 16 years. Going to 16 years. Yeah. Good. Thank you all. Much love to you. Someone said, answer Mara's question. Well, let me see what the question was. Mara asked a question. What was the question? I'm looking now. Honey, you'd be surprised. Is there ever a scenario where women initiate conversation via text/call or meeting in person? And if not, why? So, great question, Mara. Early in the courtship, there is no initiation of that. He's got to make it happen. He's got to make it work. And the reason why we don't do that is because the way that you win in dating is based on detachment. You want to be as detached as possible because you're going to need 150 to 200 conversations to find your person. And if you're attached to each and every person that you talk to, and most women are, by the way, then dating is going to be very difficult and very, very challenging. So the reason why we're not going to be initiating is because there's something called the IKEA effect. And it is this. When they've found that most people that buy IKEA furniture hold on to it much longer than any other furniture. And the reason why they do that is because they've invested not just money, but also sweat in the fact that they have put in and actually invested in making it. So each and every time, let's transfer over to dating, that you are calling or texting, you're putting an investment into this potential courtship that is happening, and it's going to make it harder for you to step away when you need to. And most of the time, you're going to need to step away. Now, is there a time where that changes? Yes, there is a time within the courtship that I shared with my clients exactly when that thing flips. Okay? But y'all gotta be a client for me to tell you when that is and why. Yeah? Good. Good. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions around that. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. All right. Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get my beauty sleep. And I hope that you all do as well. It was so great coming back on here. I've been away for more than a week because I was sick this week, but I'm back at it. I'm going to start putting some new and different videos out there. Thank you so much for the 118,000 hearts and likes here on TikTok. Love you all too. I appreciate you all. And I appreciate those of you that have been singing my positive praises out there, especially over the last couple of weeks where people wanted to tear me down, tear my program down, tear some of my clients down. I want you to know that this work is very important. It's very personal to me. And this work is deep work. And if that is something that you're interested in, I definitely want you to book a call. We talk about mother wound identification. We talk about a variety of different things. And at the end of the day, I want you to level up. I want transformation for all of you, regardless of if you join my program or not. Keep on coming to the lives, they're free. Keep on listening to my podcast, they're free. Keep on watching the YouTube videos, they are free. And if you feel like you want something a little bit deeper, book a call. We'll see if it's a good fit or not. Alrighty? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Be well, my loves. I cannot wait to see you again next week, where we rock it out and we do more of this Q&A and have a little bit of fun. Okay? Someone said, where do you find the black men? You don't find them. Especially not in this economy. Yeah? Here's the thing. On a more serious note, the black men that you generally want the black men that you generally want to find, you want to find while you're in school with them. That's when you want to find them. But if you can't find them there, you did say close to midnight. I'm crying. Here's the thing. You're going to need to get a referral from a friend. Everyone knows a black guy that is a great guy, but they're not feeling. Even if your friend says, oh, I don't know anybody, each and everybody knows a guy. At work, you know, in the community, at church, what have you. Referral T. That's how I've seen it. Also, and y'all don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna spill the tea because I think y'all need to hear this. That guy that has been checking for you for multiple years and you haven't given him the time of day, he just might be your person. And you just might not be ready for that kind of love. Y'all don't want to hear it. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just saying. I see it every month. Every month I see it. Yeah. Y'all are gagging because each and every one of you has that guy. Y'all are rebuking. Some people are saying you're screaming too loud, Anwar. So I'm just saying. I'm going to leave that with you. Because guess what? Most of those guys are black. That's where you find your black guy. Mm-hmm. Darlene said, I have one. He is so nice and I'm awful. Stop being awful. So, I told y'all it was going to be worth the wait. You don't want to hear this, but some of y'all need to hear this. And next year on Easter, when he rises again, y'all better rise with that mother effing ring. That's all I gotta say. You hear me? Yeah, honey, both of them. Both of the rings, honey. Not just one. Both of them. With an F. Okay, people are asking about Paris's question. I hope y'all know, at some point I had 1,300 people in here. Paris, ask it again. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. What is going on? All I'm seeing is answer my question asked 50 times. What is the damn question? I'm going to stay on here until I see your question, Paris, and then I got to go. Oh my God, now, Paris, I want to ask a damn question. What's the tea? And don't make it no common sense question, too. Okay, let me see. Dating a man that I have to ask to do everything, where do I draw the line? So if you are having to ask him to do everything, I want to say this with love and respect. I don't know if he's the one. I don't know if he's the one because your guy's going to do things and he's going to do them without you having to mother him. He's going to do it because he wants to do it for you because he wants you to be pleased and satisfied. Right now, you're in the category of good enough. So I don't think he sees all of your amazingness, Paris. So where do you draw the line? The fact that you're asking a question to a dating coach at midnight on a Sunday/Monday morning, that's the line. You need to have a conversation with him. You need to say, I don't like having to ask you about these things. It makes me feel X, Y, and Z. And then you need to observe if he's changed his behavior over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And if he hasn't, he needs to go. How long have you been with him? I mean, people are gagged when I'm saying all of this, but it's the truth. If you are in a situation where men are not doing a year, okay, great. What's today, the 20th? Give him till Cinco de Mayo. And if he hasn't done Cinco things for you without being asked by Cinco de Mayo, then we say adios. Okay? Yeah. I was just before I went on to this live, I was chatting with one of my clients in her midpoint session, and she's dating a guy who's patient, who does everything for her, and she's never experienced that in her life. And it is because she creates excuses and justifications around what's okay. So what I have to share with you, Paris, is what is it in your lived experience that you think that sort of relationship is okay? Now, most women will tell me at this point, well, I like being in a relationship and we have really good moments. Here's what I want to offer to you. I want to offer to you that you probably have a certain definition of love and being loved. And part of your definition might be telling people what to do. Because your mother told you what to do. So that might be your definition of an intimate relationship. And if you are already doing this, I already know that you're probably in your masculine and you've probably connected with a man that's in his feminine. And the way that you stop that is by stopping your masculine ways, because you're trying to make him something that he's not. You've attracted a feminized man. And you want him to do things. You want him to be a man when you've been mothering him and he's a 14-year-old little boy. Yeah? Yeah. So that's what I want to offer to you. And I'm offering this to you because there are multiple people in this chat that probably need to hear that as well. Yeah? And by the way, ladies, this is a safe space. I don't want judgment for our sister here because we've all been there. And some of us are currently there. So just like in my programs, we get to learn together in a safe, non-judgmental space. Yeah? I don't want to hear shade. I don't want to hear judgments. I don't want to hear, girl, you're this, you're that. No. Nope. I don't want to hear any of it. This is about us leveling up and learning together. We listen and we do not judge. Okay? Paris, we love you. We're lifting you up. A situation like this can be very difficult and very hard, but we know you got this. And for anyone else out there who has a similar situation, we're rooting for you too. Okay? Awesome. All right, girl, we're waiting for you on Cinco de Mayo. Ándale, ándale, ándale. Ándale, ándale, ándale. Honey, get you a dating coach that can do it all, honey. That can do it all. That can do both. Keep it cute. Keep it professional. Yeah? Awesome, 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 awesome. Someone said, please answer, are there any gay F1 drivers? I mean, girl, I wish Lewis Hamilton was, girl. He packing, girl. He packing. Girl, he can barely sit down in that. He can barely sit down in that car, girl, because it's so big, honey. Girl, he going from doing that manual stick, honey. I wish. What was that song? I wish, I wish, I wish. Yeah, honey. Yes, honey. Lewis Hamilton. Google him. Yeah. All right. I'm out of here, honey. Y'all gonna get me perving out, and I can't do that, girl. I'm married. Can't be perving out, girl. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I want to wish you all well. Have a good evening, and I will talk with you all soon. Alrighty? Bye-bye.